Hey, welcome to Stocks, Tech, and Beer, where we grab a drink and talk about something interesting. Today we're going to talk about Moderna and its COVID-19 vaccine that it's developed. It seems to be one of the most furthest advanced ones, but it's got a really unique platform. That's the mRNA platform it uses to make these vaccines, and we'll get into what that is in a little bit. But first, let's talk about what we're drinking. The fun stuff. I'm still hitting that bottle of the Pinot Noir from Cooper's Hawk that I started last night. When you're by yourself drinking a bottle of wine, it's kind of a 2-day commitment. You either pound it all down in one night and are hungover the next day, or you spread it out over the 2 nights and drink it before it goes bad. And yesterday I had 2 pieces of leftover lasagna, 2 nights to drink a bottle of wine. Destiny struck. So that's what happened. But be rest assured, I'll be back drinking beer soon enough. Tasting notes. It's really a manly Pinot. Sometimes the Pinots get a little fruity and kind of girly tasting, but this one spent some good time in some quality oak barrels, and you can taste it. So it's real manly. Guys can get into it. Ladies, still has a little bit of fruity undertone, but should be appeasing for everyone. All right, now let's get on to our topic, which is the mRNA vaccine being developed by Moderna. Last night, after the market closed, Moderna announced that its phase 1 trial was done, and all 45 people had 0 major side effects from taking this vaccine. And that's really the purpose of a phase 1 trial, is to ensure the safety of the vaccine. So you inject a little bit in, nothing bad happens, and then you get ratcheted up to higher levels to kind of see how it impacts the body. Anyways, went good. And then it's going to skip ahead to do the phase 2 and 3 at the same time, and that'll be a 30,000 person trial, and that'll start on July 27th. And this is great news. Everyone should be really excited about this. If phase 3 goes well and they have similar results and it's effective, the efficacy is high, I'm sure the FDA will go ahead and approve this right away, and then Moderna will be ready for production immediately. Because of this mRNA, you don't need to grow the virus naturally the old-fashioned way. You can just make this in a lab, inject it, boom, we're done. Well, let's talk about how it gets made. Moderna is built around the concept of precision medicine. Precision medicine is a huge trend in biotech, which involves using a specific part of the immune system to target in on a disease or abnormality inside the body. So instead of let's say, curing a cancerous tumor by using chemotherapy, which just wipes out everything in the body, you could theoretically train the immune system to go after a certain genetic makeup in the cancerous cell and just target in on that, and your immune system will go in and fight that cell and just that cell instead of taking out everything to get rid of it. And that's the basis of immunotherapy, and that's pretty similar to how Moderna's mRNA platform works. So Moderna uses mRNA, which is messenger ribonucleotide acid, mRNA, and it's just the trigger for the immune system to take care of the bad stuff at its core. So, what is mRNA? Well, most of us know what DNA is, right? It's the building blocks of life, and it's what possesses our genes, and ultimately that DNA will signal our body to produce proteins, which are essential for the structure, function, and regulation of the body. It gets our bodies to do things like break down food, alcohol, coagulate blood, and to fight off viruses. And genetics play a large role in our bodies. And that's why I'm wearing this shirt. Let's see if I can get a better, clear picture of this. And if you don't understand why this is kind of funny, you need to take a drink and look up who John Hammond is, and come back to this video when you want to finish. So hopefully you all appreciate the irony in what I've got going on here, and now you know the extent of my nerdom. Let's get on to what the DNA is and can do. So DNA has our genetic building blocks, the structure of life, but what it can't do is signal our body to make the right proteins to do what it needs to do. And proteins are really they're the workhorse of the body. That's what gets it to do everything. So for the DNA to communicate to the body, essentially what it does, it's a double-stranded kind of thing. What it does is it splits apart, and then one half goes away, and then the other part becomes the mRNA, and it goes down into the ribosomes and gets them to produce the proper proteins for the body to function. And that's also how you can take care of getting rid of a virus. This is a pretty simplified explanation, but that's the basis of how it works. I don't want to hear any scientists tell me where I'm off. It's just we're getting a base understanding of how it works here, all right? So now that we understand how the DNA mRNA works, we can get into how the mRNA therapy can work to remove the coronavirus from the body. So much like humans, a virus has DNA as well, and it's got a genetic makeup that we can sequence. So after an early patient out of China was confirmed to have the coronavirus inside of him or her, blood was drawn, and scientists were able to pinpoint the virus in the blood, and they were able to move that and sequence the virus's DNA through a DNA sequencer. And then once scientists have the genetic code, they can comb through the millions of letters that make it up, and they can focus in on the different DNAs and which part of it signals a protein. And specifically what you want when it comes to combating a virus is you want the protein on the surface of the virus. These proteins are called the spike proteins. And if you've ever seen a picture of the coronavirus, it's usually like a little blue ball and it's got little spikes sticking out. And those little knobby things are the spikes, that's the spike protein. And that is what the vaccine can target. So then the instructions for making the spike protein, that sounds a little weird, but stick with it. The instructions for making the spike protein are encoded into a strand of mRNA. So we inject it into us, and it's taken to our immune cells and the white blood cells, and it just instructs those cells to make a spike protein like the coronavirus. And then our immune system trains its fighters, the T cells, the B cells, to attack the spike protein and escort it out of the body. So now if the actual COVID-19 virus does get inside of us, our immune system knows what to do, target in, boom, get out, and we won't get sick. And that's the basis of how vaccines work. They train our immune system. And that's what I like about the mRNA virus. We're just injecting a little bit of mRNA into our body, and we no longer have to inject ourselves with a weakened form of the actual virus. And that's how the polio vaccine actually started. If you want to get really scared straight about a nasty, nasty disease that would kill and cripple millions of people, go back and read or listen to what people had to say about polio. People had a very similar response to polio as they did to COVID-19. Pools would shut down, kids wouldn't play with each other during the summer camp canceled. And I understand, because you catch polio and it'll impact you for the rest of your life. And the scary thing is there's nothing, absolutely nothing you could do to stop the spread of polio other than not be around other people. And in fact, the cleaner you were, and by default, the wealthier you were, the more likely this disease was to impact you. So parents were definitely scared and protective of their kids back in the 1920s and 30s when polio was ravishing through the country. Anywho, the vaccine for polio was a weakened form of polio, and some people got sick from it and died from taking the vaccine. And that's probably why the anti-vaxxer movement actually started. The mRNA vaccine should be a lot safer than injecting a weakened form of the coronavirus inside of us. And that's really what we saw in the phase 1 trials. The phase 1 trials, they're there to ensure safety, like I said, and it's only given to a few people, in this case 45. None of them had a major reaction to the vaccine itself. I mean, sure, some people had mild bouts of fatigue, some chills, headaches, muscle pain around the injection site, but that's really just a signal that your immune system's working, and it needs the rest of your body to relax, because you don't want to be doing a major workout and having your body repair muscles at the same time it's trying to fight off this new intruder you put in it. You can only do so much at a time. Now, obviously, we prefer no side effects, but what happens there is still better than catching the actual virus. There's no long-term impacts of taking this vaccine. And that's good news because out of those 45 people, scientists also found that they all had developed a neutralizing antibody response in the virus, or response to the virus, similar to what people who naturally caught the virus and naturally recovered have in their bodies. So that means immunity. Because once you catch the coronavirus once, you can't get it a second time. Same as a cold, the flu, any of those other viruses that go around. So now we have to just wait to see what happens in the phase 3 trials. It's going to be a lot bigger. You got 30,000 people. I think half will get it, half won't. So it'll probably be a double-blind study. Not sure why we need to do the placebo, because you can tell what the rates of people getting it and surviving are just by looking at all the stats being checked. But anyways, that's how the scientific community does it. Tradition, what can you do? But once that happens, like I said, the FDA will probably approve it right away. It's part of this warp speed operation thing, platform coming out of the White House that's moving along these vaccines and antidotes. Another thing, like, so you hear vaccines, you hear, the antidote, the treatments. So like Gilead's remdesivir is a treatment to it once you already have it. So, and the treatment is different than a vaccine. So once you have it, the treatment helps you recover quicker. I don't know if remdesivir will end up being the best one. My personal favorite is Regeneron. It's got an antibody cocktail that it's developed that I think is going to be a lot more effective, but that's still going through trials and probably won't be available until September. It should be my guess. But anyways, treatment antidote different than the vaccine. So once this vaccine is approved, Moderna has said it has the ability to manufacture 500 million to a billion doses of the vaccine a year, and the trials have people taking 2 courses or 2 doses of the vaccine just to make sure the immune system remembers what's going on and to train it most effectively. And but anyways, a billion doses a year is a lot of product to sell. And that's why we've seen Moderna's stock price rise considerably this year. It's gone from $20 or so at the beginning of the year to it's over 80 now. And if this gets approved and gets pushed out to a billion or more people, it's going to go a lot higher. And that also would give a lot of credence to the mRNA platform. It's still relatively unproven. There's drugs out there, there's mRNA treatments and stuff out there, but it's new technology. Scientists are just getting an understanding of how it works, and it's super exciting. Precision medicine like this will be the future. The personalized medicine that we're seeing right now, it's going to be huge. It's going to be big, and Moderna might be leading the revolution right now. It remains to be seen. You never quite know what you're going to get, but I'm excited about the prospects here at Moderna and what they're doing, and I really hope it works because I love to get back to normal life, so I'm not sitting here in a corner talking to myself, drinking alone. So, and a hopeful cheers to the vaccine. Take care, y'all. Oh yeah, and if you like what you saw tonight, please, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button below, and if you want to follow me to hear more of my ramblings about tech, stocks, and the stuff I'm drinking, just please hit the bell and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.